What's going on, guys? It's New Jesus, and today I have a video updating you on the current situation of cheaters, hackers, and boosters in Call of Duty ranked play. Now, if you're new around here and don't know what I do, I make videos covering hackers, cheaters, and boosters. I go out of my way to find these individuals, get information from them, and expose them in my videos in hopes that Activision sees my content and responds appropriately to it. The idea is that they see this, they ban these users, and they get them off the platform. There's a lot of cheaters and hackers in Call of Duty, a lot of them that get by, and you'll never know. But I like to target the big ones, the people at the top of the list, number one in the world, those guys. So if you haven't seen my previous videos, I do recommend checking them out. And this is going to be a response video to the videos I've made and the actions that Activision has taken. So 14 days ago, I was having a conversation with one of my acquaintances, and we were talking about boosting, the boosters, and what Activision was going to do to address the situation. And what I had to say was this: watch those accounts get banned right before the new season. I predict Activision knows what's going on and is waiting to ban them until right before the end of the season. I'm almost 100% certain that will happen. They know what's happening. His response was, yeah, maybe. And then I followed that up by saying, they definitely do. They want them to waste as much time as possible. That way the bans hurt the most. So why did I say this? Why did I have this prediction? Well, this is straight out of the Ubisoft playbook for Rainbow Six. They had an issue a couple years back where people were boosting and climbing the ranks using multiple consoles, the exact same method that they're using in multiplayer ranked right now. And Ubisoft did the same exact technique of letting them grind out the entire season, fully aware that they were cheating, to reset them on the last day. But they didn't just reset them, they banned them. And now fast forward to 2024, and there is not a single boosting issue in Rainbow Six Ranked right now. Because everyone that's done it knows what happens when you cheat. And while in the moment right now there might be people on Rainbow Six boosting, at the end of the season they will get reset. So it's nice to see that Call of Duty is taking a page out of the Ubisoft playbook and using it to aid them in this war against cheaters. So that brings us to the next part of our story. On April 3rd, Activision and Call of Duty posted this on the X platform. Ranked play progression boosting is in violation of the Call of Duty security and enforcement policy. Ahead of the launch of Season 3, we have taken action against all detected accounts that engage in any form of boosting behavior within our competitive environment across ranked play modes for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer and Call of Duty Warzone. The accounts flagged for such activities will undergo a reset of their account SR progression, serving as an initial measure as we investigate the severity of their misconduct for potential further consequences. Additionally, we have placed a high priority on the integrity of our ranked play leaderboards by clearing them of the accounts in question. Fostering a fair and competitive environment for all of our players remains a top priority. We will continue to monitor leaderboards with new detections to identify boosted accounts and may fully reset SR on detected boosted accounts periodically to ensure our leaderboards reflect good, fair gameplay. Now when it comes to Ubisoft and Activision, they know that there is no end to cheating and boosting. There's always going to be a loophole, always going to be a new way to cheat or boost in their games. No game is 100% safe. It's not possible. It's always a race of, is Activision, the game company, going to be ahead of the cheaters this week, or are the cheaters going to be ahead of Activision? It's just constant back and forth, trying to stay ahead of the other team to win the battle. But they know that there's no end to it. So the best thing that these gaming companies, enforcement teams can do is make the cheaters and the boosters' lives hell. And by having them grind out for 3 months straight to be number one boosting and cheating, these players that did that sunk in 700 plus hours over the course of 3 months to maintain the number one spot. His name's Moavelli. Milkman was number 2. He was doing the same thing. These guys sunk in over 700 hours of their life over the past 3 months boosting in a race to see who could be number one between them. Because Moavelli and Milkman, they're not friends. They're both part of 2 separate groups of people, and they're each a leader of each group, and they both want to be number one. So it's a race between them, nobody else, because nobody else can keep up, you know? So they're competing against each other, they sunk in all this time, and the best thing that these gaming companies can do is make their life hell. Punish them. Ban them on the very last day before the season ends. Make them waste as much time as possible so it hurts the most, so they probably don't come back. They probably won't come back. Maybe they do. But if I was them, I wouldn't come back. It's a lot of time wasted. They didn't just take the time that you spent boosting from you. They took time from your life from you. You wasted time from your own life to boost just to have it all snatched away by the enforcement team. They took time from your life. So the good news is that whether or not it was my videos that brought awareness to Activision or somebody else that brought awareness to Activision, the good news is that we're moving in the right direction, and the enforcement team and Activision is doing their job getting stuff done. They might not be doing everything right all the time, but they got this one right. And they only reset them. I think they should have banned them as well. That's the only thing I think they should have done different. Don't just reset them, ban them. They have been boosting not just this year, but they boosted last year as well in Modern Warfare 2. And by only resetting them and not banning them, they're able to keep all of the stuff that they got from the previous games, like Modern Warfare 2, top 250 calling cards, emblems, skins, camos, that they also cheated for. It sends a much stronger message just to ban them. Don't beat around the bush. Just ban them, get them out of here. Now when it comes to the top 250 in the multiplayer ranked leaderboard, this is what the leaderboard looked like prior to Activision taking any action and removing people off of there. And this is what it looks like now after going through and manually removing most of the people. So they didn't get everybody, but they got most of them. And they didn't just go for people in the top 10, top 20, top 50. There were even people that were, just barely in the top 250 that were reset and caught as well. So I don't know how far that extends down into iridescent players or not, but they definitely went through all of the top 250 and looked at them and got about 99% of them. Here is some messages with one of my inside guys. He says, I didn't get spared. You were resetting the ban wave, I asked. Today? He said, yes. I asked him what his rank was. He said I was like border top 250. So they didn't just go for the top 10 like I said. They definitely went through the entire top 250. And if he fell below top 250 at the end of the season, he doesn't know because he wasn't on, it possibly went all the way down into iridescent players as well. Now when it comes to players that were caught boosting a game, this is the notification they got sent when they signed in. Let's zoom in a bit. It says boosting warning. Now I can't read the top because it's cut off, but I can read what I can see. It says gaining XP or in-game unlock. This behavior may result in account penalties or other measures being applied to your account. So it's a warning. Not a ban, just a warning. Now one thing to note that these people that are boosting these accounts, they're usually not doing it for themselves. As for Moavelli, who was number one, it's a business for him. Right? Milkman, it's a business for him. They have people that are going to buy these accounts when they hit number one on them. They have multiple accounts that are in the top 250, but this is an account that they plan to sell. And they actually had a buyer for that account for $5,000 to $6,000. He was going to purchase it at the end of the season, but the enforcement team didn't just take 700 hours of his life. They also took all that revenue they were going to earn from selling that account and other accounts they had that they were going to sell. And right here you can see where I am being sent the screenshots of this conversation and also being told the price that they plan to sell the account for. So it's very understandable when you see messages like this, rage combined with gibberish. It's hard to understand what the guy is even saying, but Crown right here was one of the players that was boosting in the top 250 on multiplayer ranked and got reset. And as you can see, he's so upset, he's so mad, he can't even type in proper English. So hopefully we get to see more of this because this is so satisfying to see. Now I want to share a little bit of the dark side of some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about when it comes to the content that I create. Because we're not targeting people at the top that are using personal accounts, some of them might be, but the majority of them at the top are running a business. They sell these accounts for thousands of dollars, each account for thousands, and they make profit off of it. They might even rely on this money. So when they get exposed, and their accounts get reset and they lose out on that revenue that they might have been relying on getting, it hurts. And they're not always the happiest about it. So hopefully you guys appreciate all the work that we put into these videos. I know sometimes they're a little bit long-winded, but it takes a bit to get the information across. And if you guys could please subscribe, we put a lot of work, we put up with a lot of stuff just to get this content out there. It'd mean a lot. Thank you so much.